I am so happy with how this looks for the Rangers. We have a pitcher, Jack Leiter, and he is a dude.
And while I do think his hitting is worse than Derek Jeter, it's not that far off.
You're not mentioning 2006. You can mention the other people, not 2006.
Oh, just because I bought the best soap doesn't mean your room's going to be clean. It just leaves it to where I don't believe that the Canadians had a shot.
I really don't like the Clippers just kind of sending it in when they're like,
Hi, this is Kelly Forbes with the Dallas Stars, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NFL Opinions of the Week. We are recording the day after Thursday Night Football, and the man that is awaiting my surprise, who cannot see me, but it does tie into Thursday Night Football. But that, of course, is Austin.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. I don't think we've done a bit mid video before, but it was a good game, and I'm excited to see how the rest of the season unfolds.
Yeah, we'll get more to the game, but I started doing a bit last year. I think I'm going to lay that bit to rest. There were only like two people, but this is more of a bit for us. So I'm saying we do Throwback Thursdays now. I don't know if you can see Austin. I don't know if you want to describe what you are seeing to our listeners.
You're wearing a number 82 Chiefs jersey.
Well, not exactly a Chiefs, because remember, I'm going to call it Throwback Friday. I also have a Cowboys hat on.
Is it not a Chiefs jersey?
It is a Chiefs jersey, but I'm combining the Cowboys and Chiefs to throw back to an old Dallas team.
Oh,
I don't know. It was a trivia question.
Is it the Dallas Texans? Is that what it is?
Yes. Which is now the Chiefs. But it was I thought this was a gift from a listener. Well, actually not from a listener, from our friend Blaze. He lost a bet, so he owed me a Chiefs jersey. So I thought I'd wear it today. As his team won, but also Texas had them first.
Yeah, they did. You're not entirely wrong there, and I do think that it's kind of weird how Dallas has had such an impact in the NFL.
Yes, that is interesting, but the Chiefs have gone on to have great postseason success lately, so now we can get back to the game. But this could be a bit of where one of us, maybe me, has throwback jerseys on while we record, such as this. So that's just something, could be a little Friday fun. But now to the game, which I would say was very entertaining. What were your initial thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was definitely entertaining. The end score, I mean, it came down to 1 inch, Kevin. I don't know. Were you able to watch the game?
Yes. So I missed, I saw a replay of the first Isaiah Likely touchdown. And I do want to talk about the final, quote unquote, Isaiah Likely touchdown, because I do think it is fair. They still had a chance, and it stinks that he had his toe was just on the line. But I would like to say there were opportunities missed by Lamar in the previous plays before.
100%. I mean, he had Lively open the play before that, or the two plays before that, and the play before that, he had Zay Flowers,
who was wide open, which I was shocked. So I think there, of course, are the referee memes going around, but I'm like, the Ravens had plenty of chances.
Yeah, that's true. They definitely had their fair share of chances, and well, I did find it a little bit confusing how many of those illegal formation calls they were getting, and I was trying to understand it myself. They definitely had a chance to win the game on their own regard.
Yeah, the illegal formation started off in the game, and I'm like, what is this? And then they were talking about it. The broadcast, I don't think, even understood how to really talk about it. And I found Jason Kelsey tweeting, and he was talking about it's really focused, and I don't really understand why the NFL is cracking down on it now.
Yeah, I wasn't good at understanding it mid game, so I don't know how much better it's going to be right now, but I do think that it was. I like you said, that didn't decide the game at any point.
Yeah, no, and I would say we saw some great defenses. I would say Mahomes was good, and Lamar Jackson was good, but there were some moments like that Mahomes interception was really bad.
Yeah, there were definitely moments for both sides where I'm like, oh, this is the team that made it to the AFC Championship game, and then there's other moments where I was like, this doesn't look good, and that, you can tell it's week 1 almost, right? So I do think the game got a little bit sloppy for both sides, and the team that came out on top was just a team that played a little bit better.
Yeah, and I love that it went down to the wire. I will say the other thing I wanted to talk about was I sort of forgot about the kickoff at the beginning. I'm like, oh, it's going to be a normal kickoff just out of habit. And then I was like, oh, this is weird.
We'll fully review how the kickoff has really affected the league after week 1. We'll do a video next week, but I do think it is different, but it could be a good different. The only thing I dislike is the onside kick rule, that you can't onside kick unless you tell the other team, and you can only do it in the fourth quarter and all this other stuff. So I do think if the onside kick was at a 5% chance, it's now at a 2.5% chance of you getting it. That's the next rule that has to go. But other than that, I do think that it leads some opportunity for not just player safety, but also some exciting plays. We're going to have to see how every other team adjusts to it and how they do it.
Yeah, and to me, the Chiefs didn't seem like a team that was really using it. Same thing with the Ravens. I'm excited, and I know they're my team, the Cowboys, to do it because John Fassel, our special teams coordinator, was part of the group pushing for this formation. And there was an interview with Brandon Aubrey talking about he's been told to not kick it as deep anymore because he was one of the guys. Every kicker would send it deep as far as they could. So we'll review it, but it was a shock. I'm like, oh yeah, the new rules here, and then it was a touchback. So overall, I would say I was surprised with how quickly the Chiefs' offense was at the beginning, but it is the first 20 plays are scripted, and it's Andy Reid, and we've sang his praises before, but the offenses seemed really well played at the beginning.
Yeah, it did, but it definitely slowed down. I mean, you can tell that the Ravens defense is going to be one of the best in the league again, and I think both offenses had times of greatness and also time to struggle.
Yes, and I did want to talk about a little bit about the Ravens offense. It was so deadly with with Derrick Henry or Lamar Jackson running it. I don't think we've seen the read option before in the NFL. It's a common thing now, but to me, I don't think we've ever seen something quite like this because they're two great runners in Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry.
Well, I mean, normally when you run a read option, there's a good bit of teams that use two great runners. I mean, I can think of a couple of examples myself, but I do think it's weird to see it in 2024. And the thing that really surprised me is not that they're great runners, but how different they are as runners. You have the speedster in Lamar, and then the guy who's going to bulldoze you in Derrick Henry. And that makes it a very scary proposition to have to tackle them because they're two different types of players. The other one, you got to be head down, go get them, and bring him down as quickly as possible. While Lamar, you have to be a little bit more careful because he'll just run around you.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be great for the Ravens offense. It's just, I like Zay Flowers. He seemed to be doing well, but he just didn't. He got a lot of catches. I believe he got around 7 catches, but not for too many yards. And would have been great if he got that touchdown.
Yeah, so I'm not shocked that Zay Flowers got so many receptions. I mean, the only one that really shocked me was Mark Andrews. It seemed like Mark Andrews wasn't really a big part of the offense. I mean, Justice Hill had more receptions, more targets. I would say a much bigger impact on the game. And he's supposed to be the RB2. And normally when you have a lot of scrambling from your QB, they don't check it down into a running back as much. But Justice Hill proved his worth, and Mark Andrews did not look right. I don't know if he's still hurt or if the scheme goes away from him, if he's just a decoy. But it definitely felt like he was out of the picture regarding being one of the premier guys on the offensive side for the Ravens.
Yeah, I was surprised about that. And he had that weird it was on the final drive, or not the final. It was the second to last drive when they were going for the field goal. It was that fourth down. It it was 3rd and 4 and he fell behind the sticks, so it went to fourth down,
Oh yeah,
which is which is weird. I'm like, did he think he was past the first down and just went down? Or did the Chris Collinsworth was like, "Oh, he tripped," but it didn't look like he tripped. It looked like he fell. So yeah, that was something that surprised me, especially likely was there were fantasy jokes being made, but he was a really big part of the offense, and yeah, that was Mark Andrews not being there because I don't think he's just a premier option in the Ravens. To me, I believed him to be a premier option as a tight end.
yeah, and either the Ravens feel another way, or he's like I said, I'm not 100%. He's not feeling it just yet. We'll have to see how it looks next week because I feel like that will truly determine whether this was a one-off or / fluke, or if the Ravens will start to utilize Lively a lot more than they do Andrews.
Yeah, and then one more thing, which was I was sad that the likely touchdown didn't continue because I had this conversation with a friend that was watching it, but also you could see it. It looked like Harbaugh was going to go for 2.
Oh, 100%. He was definitely going for 2.
Okay, which is I'm really sad we didn't see that because my friend's like, "Well, go for 2," and I'm like, actually, Harbaugh is an aggressive coach, so I'm a little sad we didn't get to see the go for 2 because that, of course, would have been a talking point of not just for us because we did have that debate. But yeah, so I was sad about that. But I would say overall a great start to the season. And then we got this weekend. If you want to hear our thoughts on that, we have a preview. I'll let Austin close this one out.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Please let us know who did you think was going to win? What do you think about the game? And how excited are you about the rest of the NFL season coming up? Please catch you in our next video.